Rain. Relentless, cold, unforgiving. It painted the neon canyons of Neo-Tokyo in streaks of shimmering, reflected light. 1,000 stories played out beneath the deluge, each reflecting in the glistening asphalt. But tonight, only one mattered: the hunt. Wind howled between the towering structures, carrying with it the scent of ozone and wet concrete. High above, holographic geishas beckoned from gigantic data screens, their smiles a cruel mockery of the brutal reality below. The city was a living organism, pulsing with a frantic, chaotic energy, and tonight, it was about to witness a reckoning. Detective Riko Takeda adjusted the grip on her katana, the cold steel a familiar weight against her thigh. Her trench coat, dark as the shadows themselves, offered little protection from the relentless downpour, but she barely noticed. Her focus was laser-sharp, honed by years on the unforgiving streets of Neo-Tokyo. She checked the chronometer embedded in her wrist, the green digits glowing faintly in the darkness. They were running late. The Black Lotus Syndicate didn't tolerate tardiness, and tonight's meeting was crucial. Intel suggested a major shipment of Ghost, a new and terrifyingly potent synthetic drug, was about to hit the streets. "They're here!" The voice crackled through her comm, the signal distorted by the rain. Kenzo, her partner, was positioned on a rooftop across the street, eyes glued to a pair of high-powered binoculars. He was the best there was, a ghost in his own right, but even ghosts could be seen if you weren't careful. A sleek black van, its windows tinted an impenetrable black, slid silently into view. It moved with a predatory grace, out of place amidst the battered taxis and delivery drones that clogged the narrow street. Two figures emerged, their faces obscured by hoods and the shadows. One carried a long, thin package wrapped in black cloth. Ghost, no doubt about it. "Go!" Riko hissed into her comm, her hand already moving towards the katana. She moved like a wraith, her footsteps soundless on the rain-slicked pavement. Her target, the two figures, now halfway down the alleyway. Time seemed to slow, every sense heightened, every muscle coiled tight. A shout, a startled curse. The figures spun, surprise evident even beneath their hoods. The one with the package fumbled, dropping it as he reached for the weapon concealed beneath his coat. Big mistake. Riko was a whirlwind of motion, her katana a blur of silver as she moved through them. The alley reeked of ozone and blood. The two figures lay motionless on the ground, their blood mingling with the rainwater. Riko stood over them, her katana dripping, her chest heaving. Two down, but how many more to come? She retrieved the package, careful not to touch the contents. Ghost was nasty stuff. One touch could send you spiraling into a hallucinatory nightmare from which there was no escape. She needed to get this back to HQ, get it analyzed. Maybe, just maybe, it held a clue that would lead them to the source, to the heart of the Black Lotus. Back at headquarters, the atmosphere was tense. The air buzzed with the hum of servers, the glow of countless monitors reflecting in Riko's tired eyes. Kenzo stood beside her, his usual playful demeanor replaced by a grim silence. They had both seen too much tonight. "The lab boys say it's pure ghost," Kenzo muttered, breaking the silence. "Stronger than anything they've seen before." His words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken implications. A new drug, more potent, more addictive, more profitable. The Black Lotus was playing a dangerous game. "They're moving tonight," a voice rasped from the shadows. The informant, a ghost in the digital world, his true identity a closely guarded secret. He was their only lead into the labyrinthine heart of the Black Lotus. But trust was a luxury they couldn't afford. Shibuya crossing, midnight, be there or be dead. The connection cut abruptly, leaving a chilling silence in its wake. Shibuya crossing, the busiest intersection in the world, a perfect cover for a major operation. The Black Lotus was bold, arrogant, but they were about to learn a painful lesson. The rain had stopped. The air was thick with anticipation, the silence broken only by the rhythmic pulse of the city's heartbeat. Shibuya Crossing, a swirling vortex of light and humanity, stood eerily still. The calm before the storm. Riko and Kenzo, shadows blending seamlessly with the darkness, watched from the rooftop of a nearby building. Their eyes scanned the crowds, searching for any sign of movement, any hint of their quarry. The Black Lotus was like a phantom, always one step ahead. But tonight, the hunters would become the hunted. A flicker of movement, a lone figure silhouetted against the neon glow of a ramen shop. He moved with a practiced ease, his hand never straying far from the weapon concealed beneath his coat. The leader. Riko recognized him from the intel reports. "Kenzo, I need a distraction, something big, something that will draw them out." Riko's voice was a low whisper, her eyes never leaving their target. This was it, their one chance. She had to make it count. The night exploded in a cacophony of sound and light. A series of explosions rocked the nearby buildings, sending showers of sparks and debris raining down onto the street below. Kenzo, he always did have a flair for the dramatic. The Black Lotus operatives, caught off guard, scattered like rats. But their leader, his eyes cold and calculating, stood his ground. He had anticipated this, planned for it. He raised his hand and a wave of heavily armed figures emerged from the shadows. The air crackled with the scent of ozone and gunpowder. Riko fought her way through the throng of Black Lotus operatives, her katana flashing silver in the darkness. Each swing was a dance of death, precise and deadly. But for every one she cut down, 2 more seemed to take their place. She caught a glimpse of the leader, his face illuminated by the flickering neon signs, a cruel smile playing on his lips. He was getting away, and as the first rays of dawn painted the sky a bruised purple, Riko knew this was only the beginning. The fight was far from over.